Well, that's another year nearly gone. And 2013 really has been a good year for the British National Party. We've had some tremendous real victories over some really powerful opponents. We had, of course, the outrageous arrests of councillors Clive Jefferson and Dawn Charlton, their persecution under the Race Acts, and their stunning victory when our legal team simply got the case thrown out of court with very dismissive remarks by the judge against the police, the Crown Prosecution Service. A really great result, not just for us, but for free speech for everybody in this country. So that was really success number one. We've had, as you know, over a number of years, tremendous pressure from the far left, in particular the police, the local authorities, against our right to hold some kind of summer family event. Tremendous pressure against the red, white and blue. For some years we had to stop it. Well, this year we came back with the Nationalist Village Green family weekend. It went very, very well. We've rebuilt to an extent our capacity to do these things, and we've rebuilt our confidence and the fact that when we decide we're going to do something for our families one summer weekend, there's nothing the opposition can do to stop us. A big success on there, and thanks to everyone who took part, and I hope to see all of you at a similar event in 2014. So we're making progress. I think the most important thing of all, of course, is we've campaigned for years now alongside Karen Downs in the Justice for Charlene Downs case. And of course, late this year, we got the stunning news that the police have finally properly reopened the case following new leads, old leads. We're still campaigning on this. We've got a long way to go. But the fact is that instead of that case now sitting somewhere in a dusty file, it's now out there, it's live, and there's a real chance for a retrial, which we're still campaigning on, and one way or another for justice for Charlene. The important thing is that our efforts have ensured that case hasn't been forgotten, it hasn't been buried, we've got it out, it's live, and so there's a serious chance of getting the thing sorted out. At the very least, it sent out a message that if we campaign and we put enough pressure on the authorities, on the police, at least sometimes they have to act. So whether our people are completely ignored, or whether there's some semblance of justice, whether there's some possibility of getting things put right, it rests on us. If we're defeatist, if we sit and moan in corners, then nothing is going to change. If we're proactive, if we're confident, if we campaign, we've got a chance of making a change for the better. And that surely is worthwhile, and we've shown it's the case this very successful year. The other thing, of course, which you all know, I think, and an increasing number of the public, the internet savvy public know, but of course is kept out of the mass media, is the role that I was able to play because people like you made me an MEP in 2009, the role that I was able to play in helping to block Cameron's outrageous war proposals against Syria. His proposal basically to turn the Royal Air Force into Al-Qaeda's Air Force was blocked, primarily by President Putin, of course, from Russia, but I was able to help the Syrians to buy the time in which he was able to make that happen. It really is a fantastic achievement. It's something of which I'm very, very proud indeed. And as I said before, I'm very grateful to all our campaigners, all our activists, all our donors, all our voters for putting me in a position where I could make that real difference. Because as a direct result of what we've done this Christmas, there's families of British servicemen and servicewomen who either have their loved ones with them or they know that they're safe in a military base somewhere instead of having been already, as would have been the case, sent to Syria and killed fighting in Syria, trying to keep chemical weapons out of the hands of the likes of Al-Qaeda. It's because we did that. It really is something very, very special. Thank you once again. Now, moving on. This year's been busy. Next year is going to be even busier because we've got the elections of 2014, the European elections, very important council elections as well. And let me tell you, we are in these elections to win. We've got a great campaign we're shaping up. We've already got campaigners out. We didn't start this as early as this last time around. We've raised a lot of money. There's still a lot more money to raise because in the end, money makes enormous differences, as you know, in all elections, but especially British elections. We've got a lot to do, but we've made a good start and we really are campaigning to win seats at the end of May in this coming year. Two things win elections, really. First of all, there's the practical question of being practically superior. And I just downloaded, and it took me 30 seconds to go on a website, to go on the resources section and download this application to vote by post. As you know, Christmas is coming up. This is a Christmas broadcast, which means that in all probability you've got family, friends, people you haven't seen for a long time, you'll be spending some time with sometime this Christmas. Now, obviously, it's a matter of celebration, it's about families and so on, but when you're sitting there after the Christmas turkey or whatever, or after the office party, whatever it is, there's time to talk about other things, and obviously politics is one of them. So if you've simply gone online on our website, on, to say, the resources section, and get this application to vote by post. And when you found someone who agrees with you, who agrees with us, get them to take the 45 seconds it takes to fill this in. Because someone with a postal vote is 8 times more likely to use that vote than someone who hasn't. So even someone who says, yes, I always vote, well, they might be sick, the kids might be sick, the car might break down, something might happen when they don't vote. And elections are nearly always won or lost by a handful of people. And if we've got our people, our supporters, our family members, our sympathisers with these postal votes, it makes the difference. I've been to quite a few local elections where they've been won or lost by 1 or 2 or 3 votes. That's a vote. It's a guaranteed vote. So please get on with those. It's especially important in the European elections, particularly in the Northwest, where I'm obviously aiming to be re-elected, but elsewhere as well. There'll be a very low turnout in all probability because people are sick and tired of politicians, let's face it. And if we get our vote out, it'll make all the difference. But if it's going to rain, you never know, people won't vote. Get the postal vote and then you're almost guaranteed that they will. The other way to win elections, the way that we win elections, is to be morally superior. It's a very important thing, this, that it's a matter of going the extra mile, showing that we're different, because people won't be voting because they think all politicians are the same. We are not the same. We're not in this for money. We're not in this for power. We're in this because we believe in our country. We believe that our people, and especially the children of our people, have a right to a decent life and the maintenance of their traditions, our Christmas traditions, for instance, in our own country. That's why we're in this. We're not in it for ourselves. But it's easy to say that to someone. It's far more important, far more effective to actually prove it by deed rather than word. And our people really are very good at this. I'll give you an example of just one little bit of South Yorkshire, Rotherham and Barnsley, where we've got Marlene Guest, who's going to be the lead candidate in our very, very good list for the European elections next year in Yorkshire. Marlene's really earned that because of how she does go the extra mile, not just for the party, but for people generally. So, for instance, for years now, Marlene is the one who heads the operation, really, in terms of on the streets there, getting in money at Remembrance Day time for selling poppies. She's always out there. Marlene's getting on a bit. She's not in good health, but she's always out there selling poppies for the Royal British Legion. It's a cause that she believes in passionately. That gets noted by people. It's why 2 years ago now she got that tremendous vote in the Rotherham by-election, getting us that wonderful 3rd place. Really something very, very special indeed. So Marlene's good there, but she does other things. You may have seen on bnptv the tremendous work she did with that poor old lady who was being harassed by her thug Muslim neighbours. And the work that Marlene did there, she really went out of her way, despite personal threats, she went out of her way to make a difference for that old lady, and it makes a difference for the party as a whole, because we got some results. She got one of those racist thugs against our people arrested, all before the court. Something gets done when you make an effort. Just up the road in Barnsley, Danny Cook, one of her activists, who also specialises in things such as dressing up as a fairy. He's a boxer, he's a big fella. He dresses up as a fairy to go on charity runs, raising money for people less fortunate than himself, less fortunate than most people. It's only a little thing, but it makes a big difference. And up and down the country, I mention those two just as examples, because up and down the country we have people doing these kind of things, not for the party, not for themselves, but for their neighbours, for their community, and because it shows that we are really different. Finally on this, coming back really to the Christmas theme and looking after people, a number of our local branches are really now getting into running food banks either on a street level or a house-by-house basis on a ward level, collecting money, collecting food, not just from our people, but from a broader section of the community, people who can afford to give a little bit so that we can help people who really need that help. It's something that nationalists are increasingly doing the length and breadth of Europe. And it really is very important because we all know there are hard times. There's a lot of real poverty for a lot of real decent people this Christmas, and it's not going to get any better until we have a nationalist government in country after country to bring in the policies to put these things right, especially dealing with the banks so that they serve us and our people instead of the people serving them. It's a huge issue which isn't for Christmas, but it's something we keep campaigning on year after year after year. But until we get in the position to put it right, there's going to be more poverty, more hardship, and more people, more decent families needing a little bit of a helping hand, something like some food bank help from their neighbours, from their community. And we need to remember this at Christmas, which is, after all, a time for families. So let's remember in that it's not just about my family, our family, the small family, it's also about the nation, because the nation is our biggest family. And we have to look after our people because nobody else will. This year, the political elite, as always, they're giving away billions of pounds of foreign aid. Most of it doesn't even go to the people who actually need help over there. It goes to the super rich, to the corporations, to the corrupt dictators. But in any case, our job as British people is to look after the British people because nobody else will. There's no point us lecturing about that. We've simply got to get out and do it. So please, one way or another, either this Christmas or in the new year, being active with your local branch, with your local group, push and push and push to do one of these things that actually shows we don't just talk about helping people. We get out there and do it because that's the way forward. That's also the core, really, let's face it, of the Christmas message, that we look after our people and we help them, all of them, one way or another, to have a happier Christmas and a Happy New Year.